And welcome
Welcome,
to
Willkommen.
episode 12 of the Top Rope
Well,
Boys excuse me. I gotta restart that. Welcome to episode 12 of the Top Rope Boys podcast. It is me. It is I, the man with the plan, your host with the most, Mr. Reek
uh-huh.
Brown. You know who I am. I don't really need that.
Talk to him.
What's up, Steph?
I'm chilling, man. You know who it is. You feel me? It's your boy. It's the Cameroonian Nightmare, the Beijing Bulldozer, the Chocolate City Saint, the EST, the DMV, the Straight Edge Superstar. You feel me? It's your boy, Steph. And we here to talk about everything that went down the square circle today. And we finally hit not a baker's dozen. We almost had a baker's dozen. We had a regular dozen now.
Period. Because we be cooking, we be chefing, we be baking. You know the vibes.
Come on. You know the vibes.
But nah, man, it's been
Welcome to the
a
top row,
It's
boys.
been obviously a loaded week. We have Night of Champions tomorrow. Um, so of course, definitely playing to cover before we get there. But you know what I'm saying. I just want to say before we get started, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month for all the guys out there. I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope you guys are, you know what I'm saying, doing good. I hope that if you need help, seek help. You know what I'm saying? The
Please.
manliest thing you can do is help yourself. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Being a man is helping yourself. If you need that help, if you need to cry, you need to talk to somebody, you need to call somebody, whatever the case is, do that. There are people out here for you. There are resources out here for you. Just go seek them out, feel better. You know what I'm saying? I hope everyone's doing good. But yeah, let's get right into it. Like I said, Night of Champions is tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna, of course, do our little spiel, see what happened throughout the week because a lot happened throughout this week, and of course, we got a lot of
So
and
much.
we got a lot of anticipation towards tomorrow. So I'm gonna let Steph get started on this one. Um,
Man, honestly, I just want to take a second to say I really appreciate that little men's mental health spiel. Like it was really, really, really touching. And again, like you said, manly's thing is to seek help. It's to seek help. No, I
no, of course,
really honestly couldn't have said it better. Not even LA Knight could have said it better. Speaking of LA Knight,
yeah.
let's jump right into SmackDown and let's talk about how he opened up the show with Paul Heyman of all people in their little segment,
Hmm.
which first off, the fact now I understand, and we talked about this on here before a couple episodes ago, being upset that LA Knight didn't win Money in the Bank this year because he's
For
been
like the
hosed
third
so
year,
many times.
for like the third year in a fucking row, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. However, I think building up this beef with Seth leading into Night of Champions, I think that this is giving him just as much of a look as putting Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker with Seth and Paul Heyman is. I think this storyline is giving them so much shine, and honestly, I think everyone who's involved in this storyline of Seth's Terror of Doom, it's elevating so much.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
we obviously see I think one of my favorite parts of it is, and obviously we're gonna get to the LA Knight Bronson Reed match real quick, but just to talk about the build up, it's just the fact of LA Knight calling Paul Heyman a lying, cheating snake. Chef's kiss. That was beautiful.
He also didn't lie, but
Not at all.
but not like you said, like it's definitely a great look for LA Knight because obviously like he's been somebody that got himself over, been doing great work for the last couple of years. Granted, obviously had a very rocky start on the main roster,
Yeah.
but of course since then has recovered, become one of the most over stars of the company. You know, rubbing elbows with guys like Roman Reigns, John Cena, and now Seth Rollins. You know, what I'm saying I know it's going to be a really good match. When
You
him
could
and
have
Seth
never
go
told me that
on.
Max Dupree was gonna do all this, bro.
Yeah, bro, I remember. No, just I remember being in Omar's room and seeing that, and because I've been a fan of LA Knight since he was Eli Drake. You know what I'm saying? So it was like seeing
Yeah.
that I was just kind of like Max Dupree. Like it was one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, his character is dead. He has no fucking chance in the world. But thank God they pivoted and did the right thing. But yeah, like it's gonna be really good. And obviously, like he has some of the best mic work in the business. You know what I'm saying? And having him in there with Paul Heyman, might seem far fetched or crazy to some people, but he's right where he needs to be. He's right where he belongs. He's a star.
Absolutely. Bro, and the thing is that All we really needed, I feel like this is essentially doing the same thing that the briefcase would, because all we really needed was LA Knight to be moved into the heavyweight scene. This storyline is doing exactly that without him even having the briefcase. So as far as that job is done, it's cool. Now let's talk about the match. Byron Saxton comes to the back after LA and Paul have their segment, and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are there. LA Knight says that Brian Saxton says that Nick Aldis has made an LA Bronson rematch official, and the funniest part of that whole thing is Braun Breaker barking at Byron, bro.
I okay, so I saw a tweet about this. So it was basically like
Mhm.
WWE would they use different like stems
Yeah,
and then they like overuse them. Like I understand Braun and the whole dogs thing, but why are you having him barking at people?
bro, I completely understand what you're talking about. Because if I have to hear Jacob Fatu say "Yada da mean" one more, and like not
Like
eat, it was cool the first time because it was like, okay, cool, we know he's part of the culture, and also it's Bay Area that doesn't get represented a lot in the WWE. So, but now it's like if I have to hear another segment of Jacob saying nothing but all gas, no brakes, I'm going to spaz, bro.
because I'm like I understand that there are different things that sell, there are different things that get over, but at a certain extent, like you definitely have to switch it up. Like, yes,
Yeah,
The Rock had his thing, Stone Cold had his thing, but it always felt fresh. It never felt like he was saying the same thing over and over. Well, Dwayne did always say the same fucking thing, but that's neither here nor there. Like it was like they used to do things in such a way where like everything felt fresh and it didn't feel repetitive. And it's just like y'all are forcing stems. Like, yeah, the whole yeet thing, it's not as egregious, but it still falls in that same category. Like listen, we fucking get it. Okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't have like, and we know we've seen Braun Breaker, we've seen him like in NXT and all that. We like he don't bark at people. We don't do that. He's not a fucking animal. It's like you put these guys in factions and they
Mhm.
become like Neanderthals. It's
Yeah,
like when they put Pete Dunne with Sheamus to them. Like he started acting like a fucking kid who couldn't fucking talk. Yeah,
bro.
he started acting like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries. Like, what the hell?
No, 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 no. You want to know? And I'm so happy you brought that up because especially with everything going on with Dom and the Judgment Day and how they've kind of stalled. It seems like they're stalling out the separation. Why is it that Dom is no longer smart?
I just
That whole time zones segment kind of threw me for a loop in terms of just his character.
right.
But anyway, let's talk about the match. It was a solid match, super fun, really really dope.
Of
LA
course.
Knight, Bronson Reed, it's it's what you'd expect for like a filler match to build up to a giant story. I'm not gonna lie, bro, because we know that LA Knight is on the older side of the WWE roster.
Hmm.
I had the same feeling watching him take a tsunami as I felt with Penta. I was like, he's like 40. He cannot be taking
No,
one,
no, no, no,
bro.
no, no, for real. Yes, it's like he's not that young, y'all. Like y'all can relax, chill out a
No,
bit.
for real. Oh my God. And so that was really cool, really, really fun. But as we all know, we're building up to Night of Champions. So let's talk about these King and Queen of the Rings matches.
Tuh, tuh,
On
tuh,
Friday,
tuh, tuh.
we're going to talk about a lot of King and the Queen of the Rings matches this episode, guys, just an FYI. But we had Alexa versus Asuka, which
Tuh.
it's so happy to say that Asuka's back. So,
Thank
so happy.
God. Oh my Lord. Like I like it's like when she got hurt, it happened so sudden, and then it's almost like
Yeah.
we didn't hear anything for months on end. Like, where is Oscar at? And they accidentally
We got
spoiled her, and
no.
then they accidentally spoiled her return. Obviously, stupid. But my Empress is back, so it's okay. I ain't mad at it. Obviously, a pretty solid contest between two ladies that have been in the fold for a long time at this point. Two former world champions, two great, excellent talents. So, it was a great thing to see. And of course, Oscar put out the win, and she um moves on to the final, of course. So, solid showing. Love it, love it, love it.
And now we gotta talk about Randy and Sammy because let's I'm happy because obviously we're gonna talk about what happens with Sammy later on once we get to Raw because that's his main show. But the whole segment of Randy and Sammy and Jay and Cody and all of them are in the ring and Sammy's like, "Hey, I know out of all of us here, I've never been a world champion, but it's my time. I'm gonna complete my story." And then he loses. And
Because
then he loses.
here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
I am not opposed to Sami Zayn being a world champion, right? I'm not opposed to that at all.
Not at
I'm
all.
actually really encouraging it to happen at some point. But I'm trying to figure out like, are they really going to have a story with this? And also, like, where does he fit in as world champion at any point over the next year? Because obviously, the rest of the year, WWE title, that's John Cena and Cody. Obviously,
Yeah.
duh. World Heavyweight Championship, that's Gunther, Seth Rollins, guys like that, maybe
Mm.
whatever, wherever Seth decides to go. But I'm pretty sure Seth is probably still going to go after the world title, but I could be wrong. I hope he probably goes after the WWE Championship. But either way, like I'm just trying to figure out like if that was a route they go down, when and where are they going to do that? Because I will find it insane if Sammy never becomes a world champion. I feel like that'll be pretty insane.
Yeah,
But
especially given the time he's been in the company.
I'm just like, when do they do it? I don't. That's my thing. I just don't see when and how they do that. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, they've laid the seeds for a Sammy Seth feud, which obviously we know Seth is going to get the world heavyweight title at some point. So I don't know. But the thing is that like we always know that it's got to be the one face champion, one heel champion thing. So that's where shit gets iffy. That yeah, that's just what shit gets iffy for me.
Eh, hopefully, I do hope he becomes champion one day. I do. I do. I really do. But yeah,
I
obviously,
said,
like you said, Randy. Randy wins. He advances. Um,
so here's my big question.
yeah.
And since we're talking about people becoming champions, it's very obvious that they're starting to lay down the roots for Randy getting 15. How do we see that playing out? It's very obvious that that's going to be as soon as Cody gets the belt back, that's going to be his first major feud, in my opinion.
Um,
Who?
Cause I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to think about when Randy last won the WWE Championship, right? That was in 2020, Thunderdome era. He beat Drew McIntyre and Hell in a Cell that year. And he only
Yeah, I
held
believe
the
so.
title for like less than a month. He lost it on a Raw a few weeks later after that. And that was his 14th. But I'm trying to figure out like so for one, I don't think he would get to 16 like does, but like him winning a 15th world title in my mind is like, what's the point? I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. It's just
Uh-huh.
like if he won that bitch, there will be no reason for him to hold it no more than a month.
Yeah,
Unless I guess maybe, but that wouldn't make sense either. Because like, why would he get cashed in on? I don't know. I'm just
I think the only way that like let me not lie. Let me not lie, because Randy could definitely hold down the brand as himself, but I feel like the only way that Randy ends up being champion is because he wants to use that reign to help prop up someone else. Because
yes,
if you're the guy that takes it off the Legend Killer as champion, that puts you in a certain level.
and I know exactly who the fuck should do it too, but that's neither here nor there.
No, 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 no. Say that real quick. We got time.
I have in my head, granted, it would be very fast unless they do something in the meantime. And
Uh,
also depending on if Randy wins, depending on when he wins it. Um,
yeah.
Give me Carmelo Hayes.
Okay. We're in unison. We're in
Um,
unison.
because I just feel like you need a young. brash guy who already thinks of himself in that same tier.
Vain.
So, and I think they wrestled a couple of times on SmackDown if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah, last King in the Ring tournament, it
and
was the two of
then
them.
and obviously Carmelo has shown that he can hang with those guys. Because I feel
Yeah.
like if you're grooming Braun to be world champion in like less than a year, there's no reason. Because honestly, it should be a John Cena Batista thing. Because if you look at
Oh,
it,
absolutely.
their come ups were at the same time. They won their world titles on the same night at WrestleMania, like ushering a new era of WWE. So I feel like you can really do it that way if you really, really wanted to. Have
They
them
had
both.
one of the they
Have them
had one of the
both.
best feuds during their time at NXT.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can have them both win titles at the next Mania. You could do that if you really, really, really wanted to. You just got to do it
Yeah.
the right way. Because I do think Melo is due for some big shit. Because there's no reason why he shouldn't be in that picture already, or at least in the mid card title scene. You know what I'm saying? But I also will see what happens whenever the draft comes, which I think is after SummerSlam,
I think so.
or
It's
like sometime in August. I think they said, or whatever.
yeah, it's
Or,
it's it's around that time.
okay, so whenever that happens, we can revisit this conversation because it
Mm.
really because I feel like depending on how the shakeup goes, then we'll probably have a clearer picture for the next WrestleMania season.
Most definitely. But let's talk about we talked about Randy and Sammy. So honestly, let's just get to what everyone wants us to talk about from last week's SmackDown,
Oh
and that's what's
boy.
right above me. Because
Oh
I
boy.
don't know about you, I could give a 15-minute diatribe about this. This might be my favorite promo of the year, and not just because
Bro,
of the nostalgia bait.
I think for me, right, like I'm glad they're doing like the callbacks and the references and the whole nine.
Mhm.
You know, I do think it was funny because I remember watching the original Pipe Bomb live and like John Cena just like kind of sitting there selling, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
after being put through the table and CM Punk was trying to do the same thing. And it was awkward because, obviously like when the Pipe Bomb happened, CM Punk was on the ramp, John was in the ring. And now in this case, they're both in the ring at the same time and whatever. But I just thought it was really, really, really cool.
I
Like,
think it's cool, and it also speaks to the longevity of everyone who's involved. Because just
yep.
to again give context and everything to Cena's pipe bomb, we of course had Ron Truth go, and he he interrupted Aleister Black and Kit Wilson's match, which, mind you, when I was under the pretense that this was an actual match that was about to happen, I was like, oh, they're just feeding Aleister scraps. No disrespect to Kit Wilson. No disrespect to Pretty Deadly. I really want to let that be known. However, I was like, dang, they just doing whatever with Aleister. However, if you check the dirt sheets, apparently that is far from the case.
Yeah,
Let's
apparently they said he's due for a run. I hear
I
you.
ain't mad at it.
No,
I
like
ain't mad
I
at it.
hear you because every time I hear someone's up for a push, I get
Mhm.
disappointed. But that's just me being a Finn Balor fan, so that's neither here nor there. So
No, for fucking real. You that's
so
the realest shit you said.
we I ain't gonna get into that today because I'm gonna get mad. But yeah, so like
But
going
the
back, like I just think now I will say people are saying it was the best promo of John's career, which is not true.
no, it's not.
It's
No,
not
it's
true.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe,
No, it's
maybe,
not.
maybe if you started watching like 5 years ago, but no, not at all. But it was still a cool thing to do. Oh, how the
Yeah.
tables turn. I love that.
Bro, like, and the fact, like, it does. The cool thing about it is, again, because I'm trying to take the nostalgia out of it for real,
Hmm.
because obviously I've said this on the show so much. This is probably this. It's either this or Roman and Seth that might be my favorite rivalry in all of wrestling, aside from like the Taker and Mike. Aside from the Taker, Shawn Michaels, things like that. Like when it comes down to Cena and Punk, this beef has brought so much. This beef has brought heel Cena to different levels, and this promo kind of like summarizes all of it. Because let's be honest, heel Cena hasn't been hitting the way how it's supposed to these past couple months because He's been hitting the same moveset. We've had the same finishes for matches.
Hmm.
So I think inserting Punk into this has not only given it another level because you could argue that Punk is his greatest rival.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't even think I, I would put money and say, and this isn't me just being a giant fan of the two.
Edge.
You, I, yeah, I love Edge.
See, because for me, I would say like off the top of my head, I would say like Edge, Randy, and CM Punk for John. So
Yeah,
that's not a crazy thing to say.
and sadly, oh, you know how much we talked about this off air. I wanted Edge to be a part of this so fucking badly, and honestly, the fact that he's not on AEW TV still has me holding a hope, and I am just delusional. I'm delusional. I told you. However,
I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder when I say this.
but no, back to the initial point of what I was trying to say. I think that by the end of this is all said and done, we will have a definitive. I think it's going to be definitive. And again, I will come on here next week after this match is done. And if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong.
I
I
just
can
hope the
take that
match is
L.
good.
No, for real. Honestly, I hope the match is good
More than anything, I just hope the match will be good.
because the only match that I've really enjoyed from the heel Cena run so far has been the Randy match at Backlash.
And even that's not giving what it was supposed to give. But either way,
Yeah,
fun
his
segment. I'm glad they went back to this. I didn't think they were going to do that. I didn't think they were going to have like, of
the
course, there were going to be
nods.
like there were going to be references to it, but I didn't think they were going to like recreate it. That caught me off guard. You know what I'm
The
saying?
thing that caught me off guard was the nods. The things that caught me off guard were, "Hi Claudio, hi Matt Cardona, hi Nick Devin."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes me think of a couple of things. The Nick Nemeth one, I get it. They have the partnership with TNA, so cool. They can use his name. Um, Matt Cardona's been begging to come back to WWE. Begging is a loose extension, but
See,
he's go ahead.
I didn't understand why he used the names that he used.
I think
Uh,
it's all okay.
maybe
If
it's
it was
something
up
that
to,
maybe something that I missed, maybe something that I'm not getting, but I was just like, huh?
I know that okay, so I know that Cena is close friends with like all three of those guys, like from their time together. That we've
Okay.
already established. But however, if it was me and I want to pull some real dirt, especially since he started with, oh, I know I'm not every guy that's ever shared a locker room with you.
See
Let's start
now,
pulling the
if
names.
he would have just kept it at, yes, he said Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth. If he would
Yeah,
have just said Matt and Nick and keep it at that, then I feel like that would have made the promo 10 times better. If he would have just kept it at
I
Matt
feel
and
you.
Nick, the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
You know, just say
yeah,
Matt and Nick,
yeah,
call it a day.
yeah. I was
That's
thinking
hell.
that.
He could have said Jack.
Nope. Thank you. We are in sync. Because I was gonna say,
Now, if
if
he
you
would have
say,
been like,
"Hey
it's
Jack
like,
Perry," I would have.
it's like, hey Jack, hey Matt, hey Nick, I would have went off. Would have went crazy.
Or
Like they missed a massive opportunity to do that shit.
no, bro. Here's the thing that would have made it. Here's the thing that could have topped it. Hi, Maxwell.
Something, something. Like, cause I remember like early on, they would reference AEW out the wazoo back in like
Mm,
2019. Like they would literally mention AEW by name. So I'm just like,
bro.
what's stopping y'all from throwing a little shot every now and then? Just just
Because they realized that that is the number one competitor now.
so was WCW. They didn't give a fuck.
That's fair. However,
And AEW does it. They don't give a fuck.
they don't. But I also think it's a matter of leadership. There's different
Yeah,
things that ran. There's different things that ran when the old man was in charge.
I understand. I get it.
And
I
let me let,
understand.
let me make this clear. Just because I use that as a defense, I don't want the old man stepping
Fuck
nowhere near
that
the
dude. No,
fucking building.
fuck that guy. Let's just say it how it. Fuck that guy.
Absolutely. You're not he's not seeing the
I
gates.
want him to go to hell and burn. That's what I need.
Um, but no, man, like it gives so much not only does it give more layers to heel Cena as a character, it shows it doesn't show motivation, it shows desperation. It shows that it feels like they took the leash off
Mm-hmm. Finally.
because we always said or we were saying the whole time when they were in Europe, oh, it looks like they're low. It looks like John is soft punching with these promos. We know how John can get on the mic, bro.
Yep.
And so this has been the closest thing to it. Now, I'm telling you, I need one more fine speech before this shit is over, bro.
Fine speech.
That's all I need. That's just one, bro. And then we can call it a day.
I'm
But
saying,
let let it rock. I ain't mad at it. Overall, again, I think this might be my favorite promo of the year just because of what it represents. And again, I was trying to say this earlier. It speaks to the longevity of all three men that were involved in it. Because the pipe bomb happened like what? 2011?
2011. I
Yeah,
think
like
14 years ago today, actually.
oh shit. Let's actually double check that.
It was either 14
Uh,
years ago today or yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's today though.
Original pipe bomb date. You you have a great mind.
Thank
It
you.
is 16 years to the day. And this is why I love my co-host, y'all. Uh, but no, bro, like it's insane. It's insane and it's really, really, really fun just to see what more depth and knowing that CM Punk can just bring the best. No, these two really are wrestling soulmates. That's all I can say.
No, for sure. And I think like when you talk about the longevity, like this rivalry has been something that like granted, the rivalry literally lasted like a year and a half. It did not last that long.
Yeah.
But like when you think about what it turned CM Punk into and like what they both mean to the wrestling world as a whole, it's it might I think it's one of the most significant rivalries in wrestling history. Just because of like I said, how how like substantial it is with the guys
Yeah.
involved and how popular they ended up being. Like I'm talking about like they would like you're like they would had been chanting CM Punk's name for 9 years after he left. They had been chanting his name all the time. Like his fan support never ever ever wavered once.
I could argue I could argue that Punk's return at Survivor Series 2023 might be the most important in all of wrestling. I could make a very valid argument.
See, and I wouldn't disagree because it's one of those things that like it kind of shows that like healing can happen in this
Yeah.
business. I know like how personal everything was between him and Triple H, how personal everything was between him and Vince, and how he felt about the company as a whole after leaving. So I just think it was just one of those things. It was a really really cool thing, and seeing it live was fucking insane because like I'm thinking the show's over. And then you hear the fucking sax. I'm like, wait a minute, it's fucking CM Punk back. So I see that's not a great statement. I would think probably definitely a top five most important return for sure. I can't definitively say one, but it's definitely up there. It's
For
definitely
me, I think that for me, I think there's an argument you can make. To be honest, when I probably think about the other returns, like Triple H is at MSG, Cena's at the '09 Rumble, right? Like
oh wait.
you could, I'm sure you could make arguments for those. Hell, if we even want to take another recent one, you could argue Edge in 2020, like
Oh no, for
all and
sure. Cause like it was one of those things where it's like you never thought he would ever come back.
bro,
And there there
when you
weren't even there weren't even discussions. The only reason that it was even a discussion because the falling out with AEW and the show being in
yeah,
Chicago. That's it.
yeah,
If it wasn't in Chicago, if the show wasn't in Chicago, it probably would never fucking happen.
bro.
It happened at the perfect time. Happened at a perfect moment.
And then if someone can fire you on your wedding day and then you get yeah, like that's
Honest and it taking him so long to forgive them, I totally understand. I'd be pissed too. What you mean
absolutely.
you pretty much run me into the ground, you screw me out of endless opportunities, and then you fire me on my fucking wedding day?
Yeah, bro.
Man, it would have been fuck them niggas for life. I promise you.
No, for real. But let's jump into it. Let's hop over to Raw. we've been talking about the whole Seth faction. We've been talking about the whole Seth faction. Let's real quick talk about the first match that opened up Raw, which I thought was honestly really, really solid.
Hmm.
This Braun Breaker versus Penta match because we know that
Oh,
Braun and
great
Penta,
match.
oh, it's real fucking graps, y'all. Real fucking graps. And
Cause,
so,
'cause, like those are guys that like. Cause the thing about Braun Breaker only knows one speed, right?
yeah,
And with his athleticism, his strength, his skill set, like every match he's in is just like a delight to see. And then when you match him with someone like Penta, who can put on a great match with pretty much anybody, like this, you combine those skill sets and those elements into one match, and like it's just amazing. Like you got the high flying, you got the spears, you got the whole nine. It's just a beautiful thing to see. I love when they wrestle.
bro,
It's amazing.
it's it's two people that can keep up with each other incredibly well.
Yes.
Like that's the biggest part of it. And I really, really love, like, obviously, we're going to talk about the midair spear. That was a great moment. But
Yes.
I think that Braun and Penta are two guys that WWE needs to, like, they're starting to climb up the ranks where it's like, okay, when contract renegotiation time comes, give them the blank check.
Hmm. Oh, for sure.
Give them the blank.
Oh, for sure. Hell yeah.
Like,
Shit.
man, I can't, I genuinely and legitimately cannot wait to see. Like, the only thing about this is that, like, these two have I want to know like because we talk about the overall story
Right.
of Braun, Seth, the Legion of Doom, for lack of a better word. Even though I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
uh their stable name's gonna be Revolution or something like that down the line. I don't know, whatever you want to call them, because they
Yeah.
haven't been officially named yet. It's so there's so many other competitors there. We have Sammy, who's been interfering. We have Jay. We have uh, we have Sammy. We have Jay. We have Penta, who we've seen, and we even got to stare off from Cody. We need to see who is going to be Seth's main villain, who's going to be Seth's main protagonist, I should say.
Hmm. See, and that's a good question. 'Cause, like, it granted, like they're not treading water. It's just like there's not like a direct direction, for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
Like, but I'm thinking we're going to really get an idea after Night of Champions. So I'm being patient with it. So obviously, it's a new group and all that good stuff. But that was a great question to pose. I wonder like he's missed some money in the bank, and I'm sure he's not going to cash in, anytime soon. So I just kind of wonder how they're going to like build up to that moment.
yeah.
But he's doing great work. You know what I'm saying? They're all doing great work right now. So I think at a certain point, if they
It's
add
entertaining enough for
if
you
they
to,
add new members too, because they have been talking about that also. But we'll see.
bro. I'm not gonna lie. They keep teasing the Waller theory breakup. And it kind of made me sad that Waller's been hanging around with the New Day, and we saw the segment this week on Raw because I was like, okay, I think the definite like the fans are gonna force Austin to go babyface. That's
Yes,
just how it's gonna go.
of course.
But if it's Grayson Waller that ends up joining the new stable, because they need a bit of comedic other than just Braun barking at people,
Yes.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Like that's why we had guys like Sammy in the bloodline. Guys that could hoop but could also be incredibly hilarious.
Right.
So if we could get Grayson Waller to do that, because I will always be an advocate for this until this happens, especially after Vengeance Day, where I fully believe it should have happened. Please free please free Grayson Waller from Austin Theory. Please free Austin Theory from Grayson Waller. Love
Please, I
them both
beg.
dearly.
I beg. I fucking
Love
beg.
them both dearly, but free them from each other.
Man, and I do want to say also before we switch gears real quick. Well, before we take our little break. Now,
Yeah.
I think after that, going back to the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring matches, you had my queen, the love of my life, Jay Cargill, going up
Our
against
queen.
going up against
Our queen.
the prodigy Roxanne Perez in a Queen
Yes.
of the Ring semifinal. decent, another really decent contest. Obviously, the super talented
Yeah,
Roxanne Jade, who's still getting better, and she is getting better, which I'm happy to
bro.
see.
Oh my God, these dickheads.
Yeah, bro.
Let
Listen, here's my
these
thing. People are going to try to tear down a black woman at every fucking turn. We see it with this.
no for real.
We saw it with the Ironheart stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
what can you do with these people in the IWC? It's disgusting.
this woman lifted up Roxanne Perez and then high fived the fan in the same moment.
Hard.
Stop hating. Stop hating.
Please
Let me
stop hating.
remind you. Let's spit game real quick before we go to our low break. Before we go to our low break,
For so shit.
and then let's spit game. Jade Cargill was scouted by Mark Henry.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was the first TBS champion in AEW.
The first and longest reigning.
Come on, talk to him. Like there's an obvious connection there. Was able to hang with not only Bianca Belair, was able to hang with the Kabuki twins during the 40 match.
Hmm.
Like that girl's got skills. She's getting better. We see her in the gym. We see her in the ring almost every other day when Ricky starts. I mean
Like
Ricky Six.
obviously
My apologies.
like obviously her dedication is there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
she's working to get better. Unlike some of the women, or even not even just the women, but people that came through here and just never got better. Cause like I
No,
be
for her.
and I say this about a lot of wrestlers all the time. At a certain point, the bell has to ring. Okay. Now you can say Jade has had some moments, the occasional slip up, the occasional botch, whatever, but that's what comes with it. Now I hate agreeing with Chris Jericho, but he said like there's no such thing as a botch because like it's live. You have one take. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you have things that are taped or whatever, but it's like you have one take. You can't like if
Yeah,
you fuck up, you fuck up. It is what it is. I think how you define someone is how they keep pushing forward through it. But shout out to
exactly.
Jade. She's in those finals with my girl Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me
Can't wait to
let you
see
know
her,
right now. Queen Jade coming tomorrow. Fuck
bro.
boy.
And just like she's a perfect woman for something like Queen of the Ring. I'm telling you, whatever gear she comes out with after this
It's
win
gonna
is
go
crazy.
crazy.
But we do have to go. We are going to come back to this. We will revisit this. We're about to go on break. About to go pay some bills and shit. Y'all be good. We'll see you on the next one.
I'm
Peace.
no Bible, this belt for the blessing. Takashi me, I came with the bag on me. I gave you time, you should sit up and rag on me. Niggas been itching and still like a tat on me. Stand on my business, that bitch, you can stag on me.
Shit like each, kicking that shit like each, kicking that shit like each.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Anyway,
So,
they ain't cut the
so
lights off on us.
hey man, thank God. Shit, we live to see another day. But
No, for real.
now,
Let's get back to talking about this Jade and Roxanne match.
cha. Now,
Bro,
now of course, with the winner of each tournament gets a world title shot on their respective show. Now,
yep,
is Jade primarily SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken?
yeah, yeah, she's primarily SmackDown.
Okay, so it leads me to wonder. So obviously, it'll make the most sense for Jade to win, obviously, and
Tiffany better clutch that belt a little bit tighter.
because listen, you got Jade watching, you got Naomi watching.
She has a
So
last woman standing match with Shia with Nia tonight. I almost said Shia. That's crazy.
cha. Now, okay, so it leads me to think. So, of course, I think this is going to be used to further the Naomi and Jade story, which it should, because for one, Naomi gotta get her fucking get back. That's not over yet.
Absolutely.
And I do think, honestly, this could lead to a if you wanted to go there, obviously, Bianca, Jade, Naomi triple threat, which I think would be fucking fantastic.
Give it to me.
I already have that vision in my mind because this shit is, I know between these three, this shit is not over. So I do think that we get that sometime in the future. I just wonder how quick and like how long they're gonna draw that out. I think they're gonna probably just jump right into it, honestly, depending on because I would imagine
It
Jade
all
would,
depends on Bianca's injury.
right, and also and I would expect Jade to get her title shot at SummerSlam,
Yeah.
which would make the most sense. So we'll see we'll see how that carries. I'm excited for it. I do think Queen Jade. I'm all here for Queen Jade. I'm all
It's
here for
got a nice little ring to it, don't it?
Yes,
Queen
I'm all
J.
here for Queen Jade. It's going to be fucking amazing. I just want to see like the shit she gonna put on for like that coronation. That's gonna be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. For the coronation, I feel like if she was to get a gear from this for all my comic book nerds out there, if she was to get a gear that looks just like Regent of Morocco's Storm, which is
Mhm,
basically when Storm was the Queen of Mars.
mhm.
Oh,
Hard
have
as
that
fuck.
shit on.
Hard as
Yeah.
fuck. She's also really great with like comic inspired like outfits and things like that. So I think that would be a badass thing to do. Yeah. Shit. Speaking of
Uh,
championships,
exactly.
we had the women's intercontinental championship between two of the four horsemen. We had Becky Lynch defending against good old BBL Bailey. Um,
Can I
obviously,
just say that this
yeah, go ahead.
can I just say that the story is getting better week by week, in my opinion, bro. Like
Yes,
I get more enthralled every episode.
it's becoming more compelling because I think what's happened. So obviously, obviously it was a decent match between the two going on, but and then of course along the line you still have Lyra Valkyria involved, and she obviously got involved in the match and ended up getting Bailey disqualified because Becky was like um provoking her the entire time. And it's funny because like Lyra's always been a great performer. She's been a great she was a great champion. She was a great NXT Women's Champion also. Um,
Yeah.
but the thing that she was lacking, she never really had a lot of
Character work.
personality to go along with that because she has a great presentation, great in ring skills. She just didn't really tap into like her mic or character work as much. But she's been doing that ever since she's been working with Becky again, and you've seen it. You've seen the emotion, you've seen the promo work and all the good stuff going on. Like they're adding an edge to her character, which I think she desperately needed. And I think they're doing it in a good way, where it's like she has I'm sure she had really good intentions on Monday, but obviously Bailey's like, oh yeah, nah, fuck that, you fucked up my title shot.
I
So
ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know about the good intentions because let's be honest. We saw how, excuse me, we
I
saw
was
how last
see
week.
that's the thing. That's the thing. I know where you're about to go. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, last week she was looking at Bailey. She said, "I'm gonna do what I got to do,"
Mm-hmm.
and then this happens on Monday. Was
She
that
did.
you doing what you got to do, or was you really trying to have my back?
Right, because I understand, because like you want your title back, obviously, and Bailey's in your way because she wants exactly what the fuck you want. But you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminded me of like the Rhea and Io match when Io ended up beating Rhea and winning the title back, winning the title off of her. It was just kind of like, what are you really out? What are you really out here for? But obviously Bianca was out there
Uh,
chilling, and Rhea was paying attention to her. You know what I'm saying? But instead here, like, Lara just inserted herself into the equation when she didn't even need to be out there. But obviously that's creating more issues between Bailey and Lyra, and obviously that's getting less heat off of Becky. Becky is instigating like shit, and I love it as she fucking should. But it's interesting to see because I just love what Lyra is doing right now, and she's working with two of the best in the business, and it looks natural. She's right where she needs to be. Just like I was saying about LA Knight with Seth in them, like she's right where she's supposed to be, and like you said, it's getting more compelling over time, and I'm really intrigued. And I can't wait for this triple threat match is going to happen because I know it's going to be a fucking.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If we get a little taste of it at Evolution,
Oh Lord, that show might
bro,
that show might be doomed to fail. I hate to say it.
let's take a yeah, let's take a quick little intermission to talk about
I
Evolution 2. I had tweeted earlier I had tweeted earlier this week because obviously we know well, let's be so for it. It seems like the only show that remembers that Evolution is a thing is NXT.
yeah.
Like we are seeing no present build to any storylines that really look like they're going to culminate there. We're
Hmm.
not, and obviously, let me give grace where grace is deserved. They tried with the Nikki Bella storyline, but obviously we know what happened.
And they have to
Again,
pivot.
prayers and prayers and recovery and speedy recovery to Liv Morgan.
Shout out to Liv.
Cool. Shout out. So we know that they had to pivot. Cool. Completely understandable. However, you cannot tell me that you guys were only trying to build one story on the two main brands to culminate there. Now, granted, I get it. NXT has the best women's division right now. So, like, of course, they're going to be getting the most spotlight. But come on, you have the four horsewomen between these shows. You have such a talented roster. To be honest, I believe, and I was saying this for the longest, I believe that the title shot that Julie is getting tonight on SmackDown should have happened at Evolution.
I agree with you.
But again, I was just saying that the lack of promotion and build for this PLE, because now granted, I know that the story is not all said and done, so let me take everything I say with a grain of salt. But the lack of build is concerning.
It's extremely concerning because it's almost as if on Maine they're moving as if it's not even happening. I swear
Yeah.
I swear I haven't heard any mentions. I haven't seen any real promotion for it either. So it's just kind of like I feel like it's kind of in the same. It's the show's in the same tier or vein as like Saturday Night's Main Event, whereas
And
like
also,
whereas basically like a TV special where like it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and
and
I'm not liking that at all.
neither am I. And the crazy thing is, you literally have it stacked against two major events. You on the wrestling side of things, you have it going up against All In from AEW.
Right.
And then on the actual just in terms of location, because this is going on in Atlanta, you pick you pick the all women based show in Atlanta, where Atlanta is majority black women, or at least a high amount of black women. Let me not say majority because I don't have the statistics in front of me, and I try and be as accurate as I can when I make points.
Hmm.
On the day that Beyonce is going to be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you you want you want to have the show? Oh my God. Like, I get it. Something's always going to happen. Something's always going to be happening in the city whenever you pull up to. But you should not. Like, literally, ever since the date was announced, and I saw on Twitter, shout out to Era of Monet. I think she was the user that posted it. I try and cite as much as I can whenever I pull stuff. Um, when I saw that that was slated in Atlanta, again, a city whose major populace, black women, was also the same day as Beyonce. That just told me two things. That told me one, I'm not sure that they want this event to succeed, which is insane. And two, there are no black people, and especially no black women in these rooms.
It's very, very telling. Um, because I've been saying this shit also is like you gotta remember Triple H is Vince McMahon's son-in-law.
No, for real.
We have to like I think that's what people really, really seem to like not take heed to. Like he had been working closely with Vince, especially on TV for the better part of like 20 years.
Yeah,
He usually got everything he wanted, you know, his politicking and all that, you know what I'm saying? And obviously I would think like he would tend to run things like Vince did. I'm not saying he's doing the same things or whatever the case is, but it's like you gotta remember like obviously they worked really well together for a reason,
these
right?
are his
So
Vinces, bro.
so there's some Vince in him, unfortunately, and that's been showing more and more as time goes on. Like I don't really have much to say about this other than like I think it's really, really sad that they're not doing good by this show because I remember the first one happening and how big of a deal it was. And you know what I'm saying? You had the Mae Young Classic going on. You had a bunch of classic matches going on in there
Bro.
too. Like,
Oh my God.
so I just think they're simply not doing it justice. And it's being reduced to filler.
That
Um,
first evolution was monumental for a reason. We're not getting that, at least right now. Again,
but
when the
because
story's all said and done, we can come back and we can revisit.
because
But as of right
but like
now,
gotta think like what can you do to build this up in what 2.5 weeks?
yeah,
You know,
I,
like
I, I,
I just don't understand because like
I don't
even
know.
when Nikki came back, that was like what last week, 2 weeks ago.
Two
Like
weeks ago,
so even then it still wasn't going to be enough time to build this up to be like some kind of cool thing because
yeah,
they have like managed this like very very poorly. So it's pretty sad, and I feel sorry for the women that have to endure this bullshit too, because it's like, granted, yeah, it's an event for them, but it's not being meant to mean anything, and that's what's pissing me off about the whole thing. It's
my
sad.
heart goes out, and my heart goes out, and I know I will be tuning in. That's all.
I'm gonna be tuning in any fucking way, but it's still just a sad thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's get into let's try and pick things up a little bit. Let's get into the Rhodes and Usos semifinal match. Or do we need to? Oh yeah, okay. My bad. For a second, I thought we were backtracking. But yeah, no. 4 letters, one word.
Yeah. Now, I'd
Uh,
say definitely. An, I think with the chemistry those two already had like as tag team champions or whatever, the match was good.
yeah.
The match was always going to be good. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't
I
gimmicky. It
was
wasn't
very
repetitive.
surprised.
Yeah, like it wasn't gimmicky or repetitive. It was like, okay, Jey Uso out here scrapping with Cody Rhodes. Okay, cool,
No,
awesome.
for real. Like it was a way where both of because my biggest worry going into this match was okay, how are we going to make the two of them look dominant in a
Right.
way where we're not doing the DQ? It's not a messy finish. No one's intervening, but there's a real definite winner there. Um, and I think they were able to do that really well. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone who was crapping on Jey Uso's moveset, while I understand the sentiment, I get where it's coming from. We gotta start having some conversations really about how he's able to hang,
Mhm.
or we might just have to give Cody his props. But I would like to believe that we have to need to start having some conversations about Jay because I'm sure that he's hearing the feedback and is thinking that it's crazy that someone who's been in the company for almost 15 years, like y'all think can't really hoop like that.
I think it's just like I said. Honestly, it might just be another race thing. Honestly, it's really, but this people are going to find reasons to hate on things. Granted, am I annoyed with the Yeet thing too? Yes, I am. I have been for months. I've been annoyed with it for a very long time. I do not like it. I still don't like it. But I like Jey Uso. So and he's making it work, so I'll deal with it. But
Yeah,
um and it's crazy because like granted, he's proven he can scrap in the past. Literally 5 fucking years ago when he had to be on his own, he proved that he can fucking go. Cause he wrestled like he feuded with Roman Reigns, you
the
know,
erasure's insane.
and those matches were good matches. Like especially the Hell in a Cell I Quit match, it was a good, compelling match. Now I will say the match at 40 with Jimmy
Jimmy,
did not help things. I will say that did not help things at all.
not my favorite. Not
God,
not my favorite
God,
from the
I'm
two of
gonna be
them.
so real. That match was ass. I'm gonna be so real. But yeah, like we've seen Jay go. We know he can go.
Yeah,
It's just and honestly, it's just a product of the booking too, because he can wrestle. It's just a matter of if they fucking let him cook. But that's
yeah. And so my
but
thing
mm,
with this is that they were allowed to really scrap. Both of them were really put on a pedestal to where it's like, okay, we're gonna put out here, we're gonna show like a strong showcase that displays both sides of everything for the two of us. And I think like it's so crazy because it felt almost like I want to say it felt like Jeff versus Matt, but it definitely was giving very like brotherly energy in terms of just how they went about the match and things like that, blah 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 blah. And honestly, it was very. It's one of those moments where it's like, okay, you're like, oh, please don't let one of y'all turn on each other. Please, please, please. Like I was going through my mind the whole
See,
match.
because I ain't gonna lie, like especially like with like the celebration at the end, like when they embraced and all that, it they held it for a long time. It felt like.
Yeah.
So I was really waiting for Jay to like super kick this nigga Cody out of his boots or something. I was just like, okay, but maybe it's just Jay's just one of those guys. He's pure at heart. Whoever is loyal to him, he's gonna be loyal to them
Yeah.
too, which he should. That's what I love about Jay's character. He don't snake nobody out. He be chilling. But
No, for real. He don't switch up on nobody. He just want to go out there and eat.
yes, but I do love that. We're getting Cody and Randy. I'm happy.
Randy.
I am excited about that because obviously you know the history. You know you got legacy and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time they've went one on one since Cody has been back. So definitely this match already has a lot of heat behind it. Randy's second straight King of the Ring final. He lost to Gunther last year, I believe. Um,
Yeah, he did. He lost that Bash in Berlin, right?
was it at Bash Berlin? It might have been Bash Berlin. It might have been. I think it was. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was. And wow, I don't know what to expect from this match really. Um, do I think it can be a really really good match? Yes, but I'm not sure because I haven't seen Randy and Cody in the same ring like against each other in at this
I
at this point what 15 years maybe.
maybe,
You
but
know,
I
because
think the thing,
I want to say the last time was like 2011, so probably like 14 years. So it's just
yeah,
like, and they've had good matches in the past, like when they feuded back in 2011 when Cody was undashing. You know, really good matches, but obviously that was 14 fucking years ago. So I'm not really sure what to expect, but I do expect Cody to take the W, which leads us to our next little segment here. We're trying to figure out how Night Champions is going to go, trying to navigate through these matches, see what's going to happen and how they're going to go down.
all
Now,
right. So do we just want to go by the card as we've seen now? Because
let's go down the list here.
okay, so we've got let's start with Raquel and Rhea in the street fight.
Um,
I, I think they're gonna play for the pop in Saudi Arabia. I think it's
well,
gonna go Rhea.
for one, I will say like I hate that Rhea's still in the Judgment Day vortex, but that's neither here nor there. Um, now, I do I fully expect a Rhea win here, and if anything, if Raquel wins, it's going to be due to like interference from Raquel
Roxanne
or somebody.
interference
I don't really have much to say about this match because it's a very
thrown
somewhat
together.
somewhat predictable outcome. It's something for Rhea and Raquel to do. That's what it feels like to me. But I do think they can get they can get a good match out of each other. You know, it
Oh,
wouldn't
most
shock it.
definitely.
You know, I do think if they really really tried and they gave them the right amount of time, that they can have a good match. It's just a match doesn't really have much behind it in terms of like heat or long term storyline stuff. But
They had good
I
chemistry when they wrestled at NXT, so I fully
yeah.
expect this to be a good match.
So I'll give it to Rhea. I'll say Rhea. I'll give it to Rhea.
Um, Sammy and Karrion Cross.
Well, for one, I'm very, very happy that Karrion is finally getting like a major TV match. Thank God for
No,
that.
for this is his first PLE match since WrestleMania 40, bro.
What did he do in
Like,
WrestleMania
think
40?
about
Oh, I
it.
remember. I forgot. See, I forgot.
Final
See?
Testament against the Street
Yep.
Profits.
See, I forgot. See, that's how long it's been. 40? Jesus.
Yep.
But now obviously Saudi Arabia, that's Sammy Land, so they're going to go crazy for him. But I think I'm going to say Karrion pulls off the upset.
I'm not gonna lie. He needs to have some sort of big win,
Yeah.
especially with the push that he's been having and all this that he's been garnering and generating. So I think that if they were to give him the win, like I think that if they were to give him the win there, it's like Night of Champions is a low stakes enough PLE where it could
Hmm.
really be what pushes him. All right, we did. Let's Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa.
Jacob is Well, okay. So here's my thing. Now, how Solo is booked in some of these bigger matches is like he gets these spots and he always loses. Now, I'm not Solo winning isn't out of the realm of possibility, and I can see it. If you want to like
That's what,
if you want to extend this feud even further, which I see they might want
yeah.
to do. Um, I'm not opposed to Solo winning. Do I think he's going to win? No, but I do like the possibility of him winning a championship on the main roster finally. I do think that would be a cool thing for him to do. Because
Absolutely.
honestly, I think Solo needs it. He really does need it. Like he's been working tirelessly on like his character stuff. He's we know what he is in the ring and all that good stuff.
He has
Um,
grown to be one of the funniest,
he's fucking
one of
hilarious.
the absolutely funniest on his SmackDown's roster. He might be the most, uh, yeah, he might be one of the most interesting heels on that roster right
I would agree with you. I agree with that. I would agree with that. And that's why I think he deserves to have some kind of legitimacy. Because honestly,
now.
he can lose that bitch right back. I don't really care. But I do think he deserves like that major win. And also it could
Yeah,
give it could help solidify Jacob in the long term also. So I
literally
yeah, go ahead.
literally have Solo win it and 90 champions, and then you can have Jacob win it back at SummerSlam. It's not
Right,
that
I
bad.
promise you it is okay. So honestly, by that logic, I'll go solo for the upset. I like surprises, so I'll go solo. I like surprises.
I'll go. Just to split the difference between the two of us, I'll go Jacob. Now this one I know we're unified in. Jade versus Oscar.
I'm not gonna lie. So like before, like when Asuka made it to the finals first, I was like, oh yeah, she got that shit. But now seeing Jade there and seeing obviously from a longevity and storyline perspective, Jade is most definitely going to win this match. My only question is how the match is going to go. Like, is Asuka going to have to carry? Is it going to be like a more balanced thing? I just wonder how that dynamic is going to work out, and I'm interested to see it. Because obviously, like you said, we've seen that she can hang in the same ring as Asuka. We've seen that, but like in a one-on-one focus setting, I just wonder how it's going to be. But I'm interested to see it. But I do think for sure Jade's going to win. Queen Jade for the win for
Yeah.
sure.
Queen Jade in five. I don't give a fuck what you say, but it's live on your pussy ass. I
I'm
don't
crying.
care. Queen Jade in five, bro.
Queen
But
Jade
in
in
terms
five.
of we were talking about how the mechanics of the match is gonna go, yeah, man. Like it's a very special feud that can really get in there with Oscar, bro, and like hang.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
There's not that many that can get in there and hang. And so I I don't say this because I think that there's I don't say this because I think that she can't wrestle. Don't take this out of the equation at all. But I do think it's going to be a little bit of carrying.
Hmm.
I think
Which
it's
is
going to
not
be a little
crazy
bit.
because like Oscar's one of the greatest of all time, so it's not crazy. That's not like I don't think it's a shot at Jade at all because Oscar's one of the greatest of all time. So obviously it's like she's probably going to definitely have to do some of the heavy lifting. Of course, it's like when it might be a bad comparison, but I'll compare it to when like Sean, like when Sean and John Cena were feuding at first in like '07, and John was still coming to his own. It was still like a tad bit green, but the feud with Sean really solidified him. So I think there's going to be like it's kind of that dynamic. So like I think Jay's going to learn a lot from Asuka and working with her. And Jade is going to put her in some spots to make the whole thing look good. And obviously with Jade and her strength and her skills, I think she's going to be able to make it a compelling match also, no matter what. So I'm not too worried about what the match is going to be in terms of quality. It just makes me wonder about the structure and what's going to happen as the match goes on. But I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a really good contest, and I do look forward to seeing Jade take the win, however she may do it. um, but Jay's gonna be a
I'm
really
not
cool
gonna
thing.
lie, bro. Who imagine if Naomi comes out and interferes, and then Oscar ends up picking the dub off of that.
I hope, I hope they don't cheapen it. I hope they don't cheapen it. Please don't cheapen it. I beg because it's gonna piss me
Like,
off.
you think it's got to be a definitive win?
Or I'm thinking about this too. You can do that. Um,
Uh-huh.
Oscar wins, faces Tiffany. Tiffany retains. Naomi gets Tiffany,
Oh, oh,
and then Jade kind of like goes, "Hey, I beat your ass at WrestleMania." You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever.
yeah.
And obviously Jade's still gonna have beef with Naomi because she cost her the title shot in the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring. So you can do it that way if you want to. I wouldn't be opposed to that because that'll also be a cool thing. Listen, whatever gets the belt on Naomi, I don't really give a damn.
No, for real.
As long as Naomi gets
Whatever.
as long as Naomi gets that motherfucking strap, I don't give a fuck.
Yo.
Honestly,
Oh my God. The only person who are bigger Naomi fans than the top Rope Boys is Big Jim and
tuh,
Rikishi.
tuh. You feel me?
Oh, but nah. Okay. Let's be so fucking for real. Another prediction. I think we're in unison with Cody and Randy.
Cody's winning. Cody's winning.
Cody is absolutely
Cody's winning. Now, it leaves me
American Nightmare 5.
like it leaves me to think too, because like obviously there's been these rumblings of Cody turning heel and all that, but like I don't think that's how this is going to go. Only because like you have to have a baby face when you
Yeah.
go. Not do I think Cody might pull a trick or two out to kind of like inch towards the heel side? Yeah, sure, because why not? Like it's you know, but I do think Cody's going to win. There's not going to be there's not a King Cody.
I don't think we're seeing a low blow anytime soon. That's essentially
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
it might get like an eye poke. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Yeah.
some slight like some shit that anybody does.
All right. Now this is the one where I can see it honestly going either way, and so don't be surprised if I end up splitting the decision here.
Hmm.
Cena Punk.
I don't see a world where John Cena loses this match.
The
Um,
only reason I see a world where he does is because do you know what it must have taken for CM Punk to go to goddamn Saudi Arabia?
Now, granted, yes, but we've also seen Natalia on her birthday goes to Saudi, just losing to Rhea in like 25 seconds. So we've seen some shit. Okay,
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
we've seen some shit. We've seen people get their time wasted. You know what I'm saying?
Touche, toupe, whatever they say. I resonate.
Natalia on her birthday,
Yeah,
in Saudi.
yeah.
I think it was in Saudi, losing in 25 seconds. Granted, it was a title shot, but she lost in 25 seconds. So,
Who
but
put that together? Who?
I
Oh, I'm
trust me,
sorry. Who put that together?
ask Triple H. I don't know, but niggas like, here's a birthday gift: a 20-second loss to Rhea. Boom. It's a title match
The
though.
match, the match was 5 minutes and 24 seconds.
Was it 5 minutes? I remember it being way shorter, but that's still kind of short. But still, that's still short as fuck. But like, I just don't see John Cena losing. Not at Champions.
The
Not
oh,
not at Champions. No.
okay. If we don't see a full-on loss, 'cause, yeah, all I'm hoping for is a different finish. If I'm so for real, just
Yes.
give me a different finish and I'm straight.
Hmm. Like,
I,
and please just, I need y'all to pull out the shit y'all was pulling out like in like February 2013 on that last Raw match y'all had. Like, I need y'all to like go out here and fucking cook. Like, please.
ooh,
Like, I need the
okay,
match to be good.
I was gonna say real quick because this was gonna be a whole topic, but I didn't put it on the roster or on the docket. Favorite Punk Cena match. I've talked about mine on here a thousand
Oh
times.
boy. Wow. Because they wrestled so many times in that little bit of time.
Yeah.
My personal favorite was from Night of Champions 2012. That was probably my favorite. And of course the Raw match was fantastic. Oh my gosh. The Raw
You
match.
talking about the Raw 1000, right?
No. That the one where the where John Cena's WrestleMania title shot was on the line.
Oh, okay,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
like right
It
after
was
Punk lost. It was like right after Punk lost the title and the
yeah,
feud
yeah,
with
yeah.
Punk.
And
Yeah.
so it was which one of them is gonna go up against the Undertaker? I got you.
No. Whichever one was. So that happened before CM Punk got the shot to face Taker.
You're right. I'm tweaking. That's weak.
Because I think you had like the old school Raw like the following week, I believe,
Yeah,
and then that's when Punk got the shot to face Taker. But I would
yeah. No, you're right.
if but taking away their two obvious best matches, I'll say Night of Champions 2012 for sure. It's up there. Shit, because they shit. I don't even know if they have any bad matches. But either way,
In my opinion, they don't. But my obvious favorite is Money in the Bank.
of course.
That I've talked about this 1,000 times on here. Uh, so much so that when we were in Money in the Bank season, I was begging for this match to happen. Um, I think the storytelling about it is probably like the most perfect thing about it. And then just the shot of Punk walking out of the arena in his home city, fans all around, or when he's on the guardrail and he blows the kiss. Oh
Yeah,
my. It's
one of the greatest images in wrestling history. Like, fucking iconic. Because like,
um
and the way they framed it too was like, of course, you didn't know if it was work, you didn't know if it was a shoot, you didn't know if it was scripted, you didn't know if and they played it really, really amazingly too. Like,
it was beautiful, bro.
it was so good. It was so good.
My second favorite might be the SummerSlam match, just because of the finish. I, I remember even as a kid thinking that Triple H was a hoe for that.
Because I'm like, you didn't see that shit, my boy. You ain't see you ain't see John's foot on the rope. No, cool. Okay, cool. That's fair. That's so totally fair.
Kill. All right.
I hate Triple H
So
as a referee, man. Fuck that nigga. But anyways,
no, no, because that's too. That's what we're talking about. Triple H as a referee. That is two egregious sins that he's done. Does he's also the reason why Daniel Bryan wasn't world champion?
two SummerSlams. No, was it two in a row? No,
That
two
was
out of
SummerSlam.
three. Two out of three. It was 11 and 13. I was thinking 12 and 13, but it was 11 and 13. But yeah, it's just like, but otherwise, the match was good.
H needs to stop refereeing. Oh my fucking god.
Permanently, permanently. Him and fucking Sean. Shit.
Oh my god. Just don't have any of DX be referees.
Ever. But nah, it was not Champions 2012 was good. The Raw 2013 match was obviously really, really good. Because they wrestled a lot in that time period, but great stuff going on. Great stuff.
They did. Now let's go ahead and pay some bills real quick, and then will come back. We'll talk about NXT, and then we'll talk about a couple of things as well. We're gonna talk about the next generation of future greats.
See y'all next one. We got to pay some bills. Keep our lights on.
They block me
Peace.
cause I rap it, just be tall. Pull up on him with a Glock and put his face on top of the floor. And put his face on top of the floor. And if he play that way, like we send that bitch up to the mall. I don't believe that shit y'all rap about when y'all get in the booth. And I won't lie, I lost.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just have one thing. I just have a point that I wanted to just I meant to put this in the group chat earlier, but I forgot.
Uh-huh.
There are what, 6 matches on this card? 5 or 6?
Yeah.
It's called Night of Champions, but there are 2 championship matches. Night of 2 champions. I
Mind you, we have a tag team championship match tonight on SmackDown, a U.S. championship match on SmackDown, a U.S. women's championship match on SmackDown. Either way, still a valid championship. There's one other one. Oh, and we had the IC title this week on Monday Night Raw.
and the women's title tonight also.
Oh yeah, because Nia and Tiffany are going against each other.
I just don't call it Night of Champions if that's not what it is. I can compare this to when Roman was still undisputed champion, but was instead in a tag team title match on a Night of Champions 2 years ago. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it's supposed to be because how it was marketed, Night of Champions, how Night of Champions was marketed like back in the 2000s was it's the night where every championship is on the line, and that's what
Yeah.
and that's exactly what the fuck they did. But this shit here, embarrassing. Anyways, we're not here for that. I just want to get that shit off my chest. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get
Uh,
into the NXT nitty gritty. Um, I'll let Steph take point.
all right. So we're talking about NXT, and let's talk about honestly, there was so much going on. Like I said earlier, actually, I was very surprised that it opened up with Trick Williams going up against Josh Briggs.
Yeah, that I don't know if I missed the memo on that match, but I was like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so here's let me break down this. This whole that Inamura got the pin on Trick last week, right? And
Mhm.
this was what was surprising to me. Not because I think Inamura is a bad wrestler that he doesn't deserve a push. He most definitely does. But what pissed me off about the story was you give it to Josh Briggs. Like I get it, he's your tag team partner, but he didn't make the pin.
Like for what?
Like
For what?
it it was so it seemed very white savior-ish. It was very Indian. It was very Indian short round to me.
I understand. Because I just remember seeing like the highlights and seeing it. I was like, why is Josh Briggs getting a world title shot of any kind around here? Like, what are we doing?
First of all, we also need to talk about the fact of again, no disrespect. What are we doing with Josh Briggs? Because he's a super senior for NXT. There's a couple of super
Um,
seniors that we need to figure out.
I feel like he's kind of taking the like that Dijak role where he's like
Mm,
where he's almost like he's essentially like a gatekeeper.
yeah.
You know, someone to put against like an up and comer or somebody that's like more relevant to I don't know, make them look good. Like almost like a glorified enhancement talent.
Or just someone to make them feel welcome. Also, it wouldn't surprise me if the reason why he hasn't been moved up is because he's taking like a mentorship role to some of the newer NXT talent.
Hmm. I mean, fairs. Because me, I don't care too much for Josh Briggs to begin with, but that's another story
Mm,
for another time. So I don't have any feeling about it either way. It's just it's I don't know because him and Inamura with they have a tag team thing going on, and I'm like, there's no way you see like do they see Josh Briggs as a solo star kind of act or are they gonna stick with the tag team full time? I just wonder, but. Yeah, random, but actually pretty decent match. I will say this about Josh Briggs. He does put decent matches together. I will say that. I'll give him that much credit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it was random as hell to me. I don't know.
since we were talking about the tag division, bro, the NXT tag division, I'm not. I don't think it's as bad as Raw's tag division right now, but it does have me a little bit worried.
You know how I
Granted,
feel. You know how I feel about the shit.
I know how you feel about our current champion, our current tag team champions right
I
now.
couldn't give a damn about the NXT Tag Team Division right now. After Fraxium lost to fucking Hake and Tank, I simply don't give a damn. I don't care.
It just feels like
I lost so much interest because like really of all people.
it just feels like it's been non-existent recently. Like
Mhm.
we get little hints towards it here and there. Like obviously we've had the Dark State tag matches, we've had the OTM tag matches, we've had here and there so far, so forth. But there's yet to be a hey, we're really trying to build this tag division for real to fill the hole of Praxium leaving.
Well, and you can say that about the tag team divisions across every show, but like I said earlier, that is Vince's son-in-law, and we all know how Vince treated the tag team division.
He did not give a damn.
So I'm just going how I see it. I'm not trying to put Triple H in a box. I'm not trying to say Triple H is you know is like Vince. I'm not trying to say he's going to be Vince. I'm not trying to say it was like he's doing very Vince like things, and
Yeah,
I don't understand like NXT Booker Triple H is different from main roster Booker Triple H. NXT Booker Triple H was a fucking mastermind, a pure legend of the game in that aspect, no pun intended. But it's like his booking on main has just been so spotty and shitty at points. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you even doing? Like your tag team division is by far the most loaded in the entire world. I just simply don't understand why you don't give these guys a platform. I don't get it. Even Vince knew when you had like the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, like the like
Yeah,
2000, 2001, like even not even just them. Like you still had the APA and Right to Censor, X Factor, whatever. He still put
that
tag
thing was
teams in
legendary.
really decent prime spots. Like you had tag team turmoils all the time. You had ladder matches. You had tables matches. You had all types of shit going on with tag teams. Like so even. So I'm like, you got DIY, you got the Street Profits, you got the Motor City Machine Guns, you got Pretty Deadly, you got the New Day,
You got Los Garza.
you have War Raiders. You have so many, and I don't even know where Fraxium is. You have so many tag teams at your disposal, and very good ones at that. Very very talented championship caliber teams that you're just not putting on a pedestal when you really should be. And it's like, what
Does
the
this
fuck?
have you worried for, especially if you were to believe the rumors that private parties coming over?
Um, I don't have because when it comes to private party, um I wasn't too big of a fan of theirs in AEW really. So it's like them themselves, I'm not concerned about them really that much in the slightest.
Mhm.
Because like I said, at some point the bell has to ring. Anyways. But like I'm just worried about the Texas division in general because like it's like you finally give the Street Profits the titles back. And
Yeah,
then you're just not featuring them on major TV. Like,
it
yeah, you
was.
had and the TLC match that was on SmackDown, that would have been the best match of WrestleMania weekend. And you put it on
Oh, it would have been so fucking
and
great,
and you put it on fucking SmackDown. Okay,
bro.
it's
And then they had a crazy, and then we had Fraxium's crazy run when they first got the SmackDown Tag Division. But now it's like, okay, we go and we have these three matches, and then it's just limbo. It's like you get three matches to establish you as a dominant character, and then you just end up in limbo.
Mhm. It's
Um,
sad as hell.
yeah, but let's let's get back on course here. Personally, I want to talk about what I think was NXT match of the night. Javon Evans versus Tavion Heights, man.
Cook, cook.
Bro, it's too, it was too good. It was probably the most enthralled and most captivated I was aside from the main event because it's two completely different styles of wrestling. Javon obviously being one of the best high flyers we have in the business right now.
Yeah.
Tavion being a true to form grappler. He's all like he is essentially the same way how we used to view Jason Jordan and Chad Gable back in the day.
Hmm.
Like, so seeing the two of them face off, it reminded me of Black and Gold, like when Ricochet and Adam Cole would go up against each other, you know?
Yep. And it's just like it's like two guys that like I'm not saying you wouldn't expect them to have a good match, but it was one of those matches that you don't really think about. Like, uh,
Yeah.
like granted, like we like people that are like really in the trenches like know about Tavion Heights, what he does and how his shit in Japan or whatever. But it's like you never said like oh you wouldn't hear a lot of people saying like, I wonder what Javon Evans versus Tavion Heights look like.
Uh,
So I feel like it was random in that aspect, but it worked out so greatly. Two really, really young, talented guys just put on a fucking clinic, and we love that.
for
Give
real.
me, give me more
Oh,
grabs on my TV.
for real. I will say real quick, because you were talking about Javon Evans' dream opponents. I've been saying this for about 3 months now, and really, I think it's the easiest thing to make happen. A Leon Slater, leave Full Sail and just take a step over to the PC. It's literally like not too far down the block. Just go ahead. Just take a step over. Give me a Javon Evans Leon Slater match. I'll be good.
Yes.
Uh, if I, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hmm.
Did anyone else find it really weird that Noam Dar just vacated the Heritage Cup maybe like when he's only had one defense since regaining it, if that. Now, granted, the Heritage Cup, they've made it seem like it doesn't really matter anymore anyway, and it seems like they're just using this as a plot device to push the Stacks and Tony D'Angelo story.
Mm-hmm.
But I am, let me be so clear when I say this, because I am not wishing this on anyone. I will not wish this on anyone in this industry or in the industry that we are talking about. Noam, did HR call you? Because the way things are going and the way cuts have been going,
Pick up that
it
phone,
wouldn't
man.
surprise me, which would be so crazy because when you really look at the history of Noam Dar, he's so talented, and if he just worked on his character, actually, his character is like relatable and he has the charisma. He just doesn't get the material to show it, aside from obviously when he had the metaphor and when he first gained the Heritage Cup and things like that. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. If I really hope I'm wrong when I say this, because obviously nothing's confirmed, nothing's come out. But man, I really hope that they have more planned for him. Is essentially what I'm trying to say, and that I'm completely wrong.
It's just weird because you see a lot of the guys that have been in NXT for a long time, like with Noam Dar, like what I'm saying, he was on, he was in NXT UK and 205 Live, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you've been in NXT for basically like the last 10 years, and it's like it's the same thing with like Tyler Bate. It's like what are y'all doing with him? Like you're literally having these guys like waste away for fucking what? It's weird. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
Um,
know.
but getting back to the Stacks and D'Angelo match, Luca Crucifino and Sami Zayn need to get together and learn how to kick the opponents that they want to kick,
Please
or how
be
to hit
like
the
like
opponents
please
that they want to
please
hit.
aim better. I'm begging y'all to aim better because this is
They're
ridiculous.
so, oh my God. Because as soon as Luca accidentally hit Tony when he was trying to hit Stacks, it just reminded me of Sammy during Crown Jewel last year.
Hmm.
I was like, bro.
Like y'all need to stop missing. Like come on now.
And when we talk about that match and just the story overall, do we think Tony gets the dub and gets the family back at Great American Bash? Because mind you, we haven't seen Rizzo. So I think if we get a Rizzo interference at Great American Bash, it puts the story to bed. Dunk, Tony gets back on top, or damn,
I just feel like this is a situation where the heel should probably win. Only because
no,
like with things like this, um, with heel turns like what Stacks did, I just feel like it will make more sense for Stacks to win. Because I'm like, you do all that to Tony just for him to just get it all back, and it's just kind of like you could have just kept it whole in the first fucking place. But then again, you gotta think like, okay, you had a guy, he tried to take everything from you, and you overcame that. So it could be that way too. So I mean, either way, I wouldn't mind a Stacks win. But I do think Tony would probably pull it out for sure. But like I said, it's just one of those things. It really depends on how you look at it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I just look this is really my concern at the end of the day for all these things. Just make the fucking match good.
no, for real.
That's always like my number one concern. Just make the match good. If you go and do it.
And yo, it's bro, we gotta put that, and we gotta put at some point the bell has to ring. We gotta put those on t-shirts.
No, cause seriously, cause like I be seeing how certain wrestlers get talked about, and I'm like, oh my god, you gotta push them. Oh my god, but I'm like, at some point, the bell has to ring. I'm like, because I need people to understand, like, just
We can talk
because,
about a lot. We can talk about a lot of y'all faves like that. By the way, to
because,
everybody listening.
hey, if I had a list of guys when I say at some point most of the ring, people would hate me, but there
You just made the list.
because there's a lot of guys where I'm like, y'all want him to be a world champion? Oh, okay, cool. I mean, good for y'all. I don't see it, but cool type shit. Because like at some point, the bell does
The
have to
bell has
ring.
to ring. Oh man. All right, let's talk about this main event, man. So we got the fatal four way for a shot at the NXT Women's Championship at Evolve. I mean at Evolution 2.
Last should have
Jeez,
won.
my
Sorry,
apologies.
sorry.
No, I'm with you. But it was Jada Parker versus Lash Legend versus Izzy Dame versus Jordan Grace. Now, like Reed said, I'm gonna come right out and say it. The fact that Lash is not getting this shot, she didn't have to win. She didn't have to win. But the fact that Lash is not getting this shot in her hometown
It's upsetting me.
kind of baffles me.
It's
Kind of,
and like
kind of baffles me.
and like I'm not even asking her to win the title right now, but god damn it, you got to put her in those spots, man. Like she deserves to be in those spots. She definitely deserves
And
to be in
that
those spots.
it makes, and also the fact that Jada took the pin in this match. Every time Jada gets a shot,
Her booking is very start stop, and I don't understand that shit either. Because I
um,
feel like she's at least at the level where she can be the North American champion at minimum. Like God,
oh, she most definitely can. I would love, I would love it if she was the one to take the belt off of Sol Ruka.
like something.
Yeah.
God,
Speaking of which, Sol, come put your title on the line. Come put your title on the line, Sol.
hey man,
Evolution in 2 weeks. Put that title on the line.
I feel like she'll have a match. I hope she does. I want to see Soul Russell more any fucking way.
Yeah,
God damn it.
for real. Um,
Fire Def Rebel immediately.
yeah, I was gonna ask, how do you feel about Jordan Grace's new theme song?
I've kind of shut it out of my mind, so I don't remember what it sounds like. I'm gonna be so real. I just remember it being dog shit. Cause
I,
like,
it,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. Like it was fine.
yeah, I find it very confusing that they were like, "Oh, we changed it because it sounds a lot like Braun Breakers." Oh my,
Cause the siren. So
does it? Uh,
who gives a
oh,
fuck? Yeah, like y'all be worried about the wrong shit. Like y'all be, ugh, God damn it.
Um, overall, I think the biggest thing about this match is what it sets up
Hmm.
because this is gonna be JC Jane's second defense. Yeah, yeah, because her first was against Lady Reed a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm very curious as to how they're gonna make JC look like a dominant champion, as obviously we know Blake Monroe has got to be the end game.
But it makes me think too, because I'm like, because you call up Julia, you call up Steph, you call up Roxanne, and I had to imagine that Jordan Grace is next up for a championship at some point. And like you said, Blake Monroe definitely needs to get her hands on that shit at one point also. But
You think Jordan takes it off JC and then
I
Blake takes it off Jordan?
it's hard for me to say because I'm just like if Jordan loses, then what? Like I just feel like
Honestly, I don't think Jordan needs the women's championship to
she
look dominant
doesn't.
headed into SmackDown.
She doesn't. She doesn't. If she's going to be called up soon, then no, don't do it. Obviously, don't do it. But if your plans are to keep her in NXT even afterwards, it's like, what are we doing?
I need a.
I
I want
honestly
to say I need a like because how long was her knockouts reign? Like what, 6 months?
I don't know because she held that shit like what 4 or 5 times. I couldn't even tell you.
Okay,
But her reigns were always pretty good. Yeah.
yeah. So let's say she let if they were to give her the NXT Women's Belt, that's how long I would want it to be for. Like, let's give her a real like subsequent like
Yeah, because I'm like,
the mid card titles we could bounce around, but let's give her a real subsequent like feud. But if they're just gonna send her to SmackDown the next week after she loses it,
because I'm trying to think like because
she don't need it.
I don't
She's been in
think
the Royal Rumble. She's been in the Royal Rumble, bro.
yeah,
She doesn't need it.
and I also and Two though, if Jordan Grace does win, like I don't think Blake Monroe needs to be champion right away, any fucking way. So you know what I'm
No.
saying? You could spend time like building her up a bit more if you want to, like kind of getting the anticipation up for that. Because you don't have to do that right away. So so Jordan Grace winning wouldn't compromise anything in my eyes.
Here's my way of shoving Lash Legend into everything because I'm such a Lash Legend fan.
Like,
Can we get a Lash can we get a Lash versus a Blake feud over something as stupid as who,
why was that literally in my head? I was like, they should feud at some point.
just over who they think is the realest in the locker room, bro.
Like
Like
shit.
let's just over something simple. Like it doesn't have to be too thought out of it doesn't have the catalyst does not have to be too thought out of a feud. These are just two personalities who, as characters, I would like to see clash. To be honest, though, I would like to see Lash clash with just about anybody in that locker room.
Honestly and truly. Honestly and truly. I just need her all I just need her all over my fucking screens. And I'll be happy.
Yeah, like
I love Flash.
in case you haven't figured it out, support black women.
Always support black women. That's what we do. Black women forever. Snow buddies
Yes,
never.
you heard. But okay, let's close things out a little bit since we're riding through this high and we're talking about the next generation of, and we're not talking about the next generation of WWE talent. So you and I both know we keep our eyes to the indies a
Hmm.
lot.
Hmm.
We had LFG season 2 come back last week. Um, we have Evolve going on strong now. They just crowned their men's and women's champions. Congrats to Jackson Drake and Callie Armstrong. More like congrats to Callie Armstrong
Congratulations.
and
No,
Jack.
because
Go ahead.
I don't think people understand, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, Callie Armstrong has amazing build, amazing look, can go in the ring, can talk the whole nine. Complete package. I literally see her as like a Bianca Belair 2.0. Just because of the way like if you look at how Bianca like burst onto the scene in NXT, you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
like with her character work, like her talent, her athleticism, the whole nine, like Callie is like in the same vein. You know, athletic, built like a truck, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like she just looks like a fucking superstar.
No, for
And
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Of course, I've heard that they see her as a future main eventer, a future WrestleMania main eventer at that. And I'm like, yeah,
Shoot.
like
Yeah, I'm with it.
she is fucking fantastic. She was a perfect choice for the Evolve Women's title. She was a perfect choice. Someone else that I'm looking to see, obviously my girls Mason and Layla. I think
Yo, Layla's scissor kick, bro.
I love her scissor kick. It's so good. It's so
I
good.
know Booker T has been in there getting her right with the scissor kick,
Fuck
yo.
yeah. She be knocking bitch's head off with that motherfucker. I fucking love it.
Yo.
Like I love her and I love Mason. I'm going to still call her Lee Laurel, my girl. Love her. I think she's going to be really really good too at some point as long as they keep on developing her. Um,
Yeah. Shout
I
out
need I need
Gentala.
I need to put more eyes on LFG personally myself because I ain't gonna lie, on Sundays I'd be so out of it on Sunday nights. I'd be ready to go to sleep on Sunday nights. I don't got time. But I'm gonna do better with that because I have seen clips. I do know there are a lot of talents down there, and I'm gonna tap in some more.
Hey, if there's one person that I think from LFG you need to be watching, especially heading into season 2,
Mhm.
motherfucker. Now you've heard me talk about this off camera. You heard me talk about this motherfucker a lot off camera. Shiloh motherfucking Hill.
Yeah,
Shiloh
You and Mike
motherfucking
love
Hill.
Shiloh Hill. I like him too from the little bit that I did see from him. I thought he was going to win season one. Honestly and truly, I had him
Bro,
winning season one, and when
he
I mean,
had he had all the tools.
because like I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Jasper Troy, but it's like I just think Shiloh's better. I don't know. That's just me
I
personally.
fuck with I fuck with Jasper. Like I'm not mad at Jasper winning. I'm always let see a black man succeed.
Of course,
However,
I
my
just feel like
only
Shiloh
thing,
had it. I don't know.
yeah, Shiloh just was able to captivate, bro. Especially after that promo that wasn't even really a promo at the end of their promo episode. He was like, "This is real, fucking violence." I was
Hmm.
like,
I was like,
"Oh,
all right, nigga, cool. he definitely showed me something right there. I love that promo. That was cool.
Oh, absolutely. Shiloh, look, I'm gonna give you my list real quick. I'm gonna give you my quick little rundown. This is everybody from LFG, Evolve,
Talking
the
shit.
Indies, who I think Shawn Michaels. If these were the people that I need you to go call, I need you to call. Now, first, let's get this
Use
out
that
the way
lazy
right
eye,
quick.
boy.
No, for real. Let's let's get the first one because it's a real obvious one right out the way. If you don't go call Isaiah, if you don't go call Zilla, I don't know what you.
I feel like that's in the works. I think because he obviously Zilla's doing a lot of things right now. Like he's
I think
a
when he drops the
like
fourth rope championship, that's when we know the call's been made.
yeah, and I'm like even Randy himself was like I have a feeling I'll be seeing you soon. So it's like even the guys that are already in the company understand. Even they know like okay yeah he's coming
Yeah.
and they know that. So it's like you know what I'm saying like he's coming soon. I'm not worried about Zilla. I feel like they're going to let Zilla finish out everything he's doing right now, and then he'll be in. I'm not worried about that. That's coming soon for sure.
Okay. Aside from Zilla, though, let's talk about it. Callie. We already talked about her. Hey, give her the call up.
Immediately.
Give her the call up.
Honestly,
Um,
we can put it right on main. I don't care.
just straight to main. I'm not mad at it.
I
I'm
don't
not mad
care.
at it.
Do it. Don't care. Do it.
Um, oh, Nikki Blackheart. She has been
She's hard.
going.
She's
She has
hard.
been going viral. You ain't think I was gonna pull up. You ain't think I
No,
was
I
gonna pull up
fuck
that
with no.
name.
She's hard. I fuck with her heavy. I fuck with her. Like her clips be
And let
coming
me
up on
make,
my timeline sometimes. I fuck with her a lot.
bro, and let me put this out here. Nikki Blackheart, if you ever want to come on the show, holla at
We're
your
fans.
boys.
We love you. I
Holla
promise. We're
at your
fans.
boys.
We are fans.
Um, bro, Darius Lockhart of Ashay Wrestling, I
Mhm.
think is someone who needs even even if they were to bring back something like the Cruiserweight Classic, where I think the Cruiserweight Classic was there to help bring in talent from the indies that were like, oh,
Yeah.
we're not sure how you're gonna fit in the Fed system, but we still think you're talented. That'd be so cool.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Because you could have had Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Ah,
But Vince wanted to do fucking TJ Perkins versus Grand Metalik. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cause look, TJ and listen, TJ and Grand Metalik are fantastic performers. Do not get me wrong. Huge fans, both of them. But Kota Ibushi. And this
yeah,
was like what 2016, 15 or 16.
yeah.
So pretty much Kota Ibushi at his damn near best and a young Zack Sabre Jr. It was right there. It was right there.
And bro, the thing about it is that I completely so I was watching Cedric Alexander's match against Coda last night. I just watch random matches sometimes when I'm bored.
Right.
And so, bro, Coda's still a beast, but just a fucking that a madman. Coda was an absolute madman during that era. And so the
Yes.
time of what had to happen, ev- it was such perfect timing for everything. But I've been talking to you about these guys off camera, so let's bring on the Kentish Bros. I'm gonna need them.
Yeah. No, because bro, I be seeing
The
I
Wild
started seeing them shits.
Jamaicans.
I started seeing them they're like their clips on my fucking explore page on IG. So I just like did some research on them and I'm like, oh yeah, I love them. I love them. They're like Jamaican young bucks. I love them.
No, absolutely. Ooh, Holly. Cappuccino Jones. He's someone from Evolve who I think could fit perfectly in NXT.
Hmm.
I think if you put him and Javon as a tag team, oh, that's a dangerous motherfucking beast. That is a dangerous motherfucking beast. However, they seem to really like putting him with Jack Cartwheel,
Hmm.
uh, who I'm not gonna lie, you put him, you give him like a Austin Theory babyface run. That might be something special. Like, ooh, I'm gonna I'm gonna sound so crazy. I'm going to sound absolutely insane when I say this. But I think guys like Sean Legacy and I think guys like Sean Legacy, Cappuccino Jones, I think that like though and Jackson Cartwheel, those three from Evolve right now, if you book them right and you
Hmm.
get the people behind them in a way where I know they can, you might be seeing the Daniel Bryan yes level movement.
Low key, because I just feel like you can do a lot if you just present people the right way. Even if they're like new or relatively unknown, you can do what you got to do as long as you just because like you can create stars out of nowhere as long as you know what you're doing. Just take the guys that you have, figure out what they're good at, and maximize it.
Absolutely.
But
Um,
that seems to be fucking rocket science. And I will say too, also like Zeta Steel is something that I'm still looking to see come to like NXT or something. I love Zeta Steel and what she brings
bro,
also.
Zeta. So I watch Evolve, not like regularly. I am a couple episodes behind, but I'm well aware enough to like speak on it.
Hmm.
Take Zeta. Zeta Steel is the only thing keeping me interested in the only stable on that show, the Vanity Project.
I'm crying.
And they have the Evolve Men's Champion there. That should tell you everything about how
That's
I feel
it.
about that stable. Bro, the fact that Ethan Page is now calling the Vanity Project as backup is insane to me.
Right. Right.
Um, Berta. However, speaking of Evolve, Keanu Carver, shout out from Southeast DC. Please, 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 let's put this out here. We will get a Keanu Carver interview because I feel like he will be special.
Oh, he's going to be special. I love what he brings too. He's going to be special for sure. I just
And
like
Keanu,
it's like the fucking the talent is always going to be there. I just need people to see what we see. Put us in the booking room right now. Put us in the writing room.
I'm not mad at that.
Like make us the head of talent relations. Because what the fuck?
And look, Keanu, we will let you say whatever you want on here. We not gonna do you like how WWE HR did. We saw the tweets. Anyway, I'm not trying to blow up nobody's spot. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Hey man.
Hey man, say man.
Hey man, say man.
Also, give me the Keanu Carver versus Saquon Sugars versus Saquon Sugars
Hey
match
Slim. Hey
immediately.
Slim. Hey Slim.
It's
Relax.
Slim. Let me talk to you.
Hey Mo. Fuck
That's
us.
gonna be a real. That's gonna be a real DC
Hey
ass
Slim.
match,
Hey
bro.
Slim. Come over here. Come on, Slim. We bought a box. Like for real. Shits. Pull the southeast out. Go crazy.
All mamas. All.
Love us. Go crazy. Cause like, damn, it's funny. Like we don't. We're fine. I feel like we're finally getting like the flavor we're familiar with in like it like on like a global like on a more national stage, and I'm loving that. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't get a lot. Like you don't get a lot of DC, PG County, or whatever the case is. Should there still should I don't know anyone who's from PG County in
In
wrestling
the WWE.
besides Moose bitch ass. But yeah, but either way, like it's a cool thing to see, like seeing people like people that are from where we're from or similar areas.
Yeah.
Crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing, really. Because
That and
when you think
it's
about because
reasons like
when I think about DC, I think about Batista. So
yeah. No, for real. And I think the closest we got like right now, at least on like the bigger scale, not in like the indies or running around on in the developmental programs. We got LA Knight, but that's Hagerstown, so like
yeah,
yeah. Um yeah, man. So I'm saying is that look, if you are not familiar with any of the wrestlers that we just talked about, please go take a look. Go watch some matches. Do all of that because I promise you will find some talent. But real
please just
quick,
do due diligence.
yeah, real quick before we close this out. Reek, you got any other names you want to shout out? Anyone on the indies, anything like that?
um, hmm, nobody in particular. I just want to say, having Hikuleo do dark matches is stupid, and I hate that they're doing that.
It's so oh my God, thank you. I'm so happy. It's so fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Bro, because
I want
like,
to talk about this for a minute.
here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
You're bringing him out in front of an audience of people, but like, you're
Not
not,
doing it on the actual fucking show.
you're not doing it in a genuine sense, right? Because I feel like you're bringing him in for a very specific reason. Now, are they waiting for like Tama Tonga and them to come back or something? I don't know what the case is. That might be what the case is. but like, just if you want to develop him that much, just put him in NXT. Unless,
Yeah.
because unless you really want to have him gear up for main and be with like Solo and Tama and them, then fine, you can do that. But it's just like give people an honest introduction, or you can even have like, I guess so honestly, you can have him help Solo win the fucking title. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. If he pops out tomorrow, I would not be
You can
surprised.
do it because like I feel like it was the same way where it's like because I don't know if you recall like the first Clash of the Castle and Solo debuted out of nowhere to help Roman retain. You can
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
against Drew McIntyre, right?
Yeah, like you can do that. And I'm like, oh
That,
shit, cool.
that'd be
And
a
that
great
and that and
homage
that
and a
and that
great
adds a lot
full circle.
to Solo's bloodline. I feel like that'll add a lot to him. You got the Gorillas of Destiny fully back, of course, when everyone gets healthy, and then you add Jeff Cobb and then Solo, of course, and you guys have
Oh
a
my
fucking
God,
group.
that's a deadly roster.
You
If you
got a
put
group,
think about
bro. I'm saying you got a group. Just putting it out there.
no, nah, man, you got some. Hey, put Reek in the room, man. I don't care if I get in the room. Put Reek in the room.
Put me in the fucking room immediately.
All right. So real quick, let's close this out, man. Let's talk about everything. I just want to say thank you guys so much. We talk about this all the time, how grateful and appreciative we are. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody following, all that jazz.
Hmm.
Um, it's your boy, man. It's Steph. It's the EST and the DMV, the Chocolate City Saint. It is the Cameroonian nightmare. The Cameroonian nightmare, the Bajan bulldozer. You know what? I told y'all last week I was gonna go through the full list this week, so that's what we're gonna do. Give me 1 second.
Oh
The
Jesus.
monster, the Potter of Worlds, the Top Rope Dragon, the Afro Caribbean Heat, and of course the bisexual werewolf.
Bisexual werewolf. Happy Pride Month. But nah, man, like I was saying earlier, man, like the only thing I really gotta say is like I said, take care of yourselves, guys, and be good. Love you guys. Thank you.
Peace, especially.